Hello and welcome back to another video. I'm Charlie and today we will be unboxing a Macintosh Color Classic. So this has been on my wish list for quite some time, and I finally got around to buying one. So this one in particular was an auction, and it ended at a pretty good price in my opinion. It's 4 parts. I'm not really sure if it's been tested properly or anything, but if I can't get it working, I can always return it. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. But here it is, and yeah, so I'm really excited to unbox this because I've been wanting one of these for a really long time. And this one comes with a keyboard and mouse, and it actually comes with a 2GS keyboard and mouse. Well, the keyboard is a 2GS keyboard, which I thought was pretty interesting, and those are worth quite a bit of money, so that's also pretty good. So for the price I got it for, and what it came with, I'm relatively happy with this purchase. So looking at the packing before we open it up, it's quite big, and if we compare it to a regular classic, because the Color Classic is basically a regular classic, but it has a different body style, and screen is actually in color. Ooh, well, I mean, hence the name. So looking at the box, it doesn't look. If I were to pack this normal classic in this box, it looks the classic fits okay, but the Color Classic is a bit bigger because the screen is 10 inches instead of 9 that this one has. So I'm hoping it didn't get shipping damaged. It looks a bit too small to be put in a Color Classic box, and I remember shipping this classic to be repaired by someone a couple years ago. And I shipped it in a box about this big, and when it came back, it had a small little crack up here. So I've never gotten around to fixing it because it's not that bad, but I might repair it someday, but I'm not going to replace the part. So yeah, so let's get started with actually opening this. So this was shipped by FedEx, the same idiots that shipped my 2 iMacs and broke basically both of them. First one was kind of destroyed. The second one has minor shipping damage, but I feel like it's going to get worse over time, but whatever. Anyway, we're currently focusing on this. So let's actually get this open. So I have this Swiss Army knife. Thought I'd change it up from the regular normal knife. So we're just going to cut whatever tape I see, because this kind of looks like 2 boxes have been stuck together. So, and I'm hoping that the packing isn't going to be atrocious. So what I'm going to do is, actually this Swiss Army knife is making me a bit uncomfortable because it's kind of scary. So I'm just going to get a regular knife. Regular knife. Excellent. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're just going to cut up here. I'm just going to cut whatever visible spots I can cut that look like I should be cutting. Oh, I see. It's I should cut it here. I wonder, it's probably wrapped in bubble wrap. And when I shake it around, it doesn't sound like there's any broken plastic. So far, it seems to be a good sign. Okay, I guess you open it up here, or on the side, so. Really odd choice of packing, in my opinion, so. Alright, that's good. That's good, and I guess we're in now. Yeah, so basically 2 boxes stuck together. That's what this looks like. Anyway, I've got an extra piece of cardboard for no reason whatsoever. Bubble wrap. Nice. I already see the computer. Pretty cool. Dispense. A lot of bubble wrap. All seems to be one single strand. Oh, there it is. Doesn't look broken right now. It's a good sign. Just put this bubble wrap on the floor. Yeah, this was just a long strand of bubble wrap that just didn't really protect anything, but it filled up the space, so that's good. Anyway, first attraction is the 2GS keyboard. So this is a keyboard I've also kind of been wanting, because I do hope to get a 2GS at some point, but I don't plan on getting one anytime soon. But this is the 2GS keyboard. I've always wanted to try it out because it looks really nice to type on. So I'm gonna try this when I open it up. And also, the reason why this is a good thing is if I ever did want to get a 2GS, usually they don't come with keyboards or the right keyboard. So this is good, so now I don't have to search it down, because these are worth like maybe $100 alone. So anyway, let's try typing. It's a lot smaller than I thought, that's for sure. The only issue is that it just feels like the regular Mac keyboards. I like the return key though, that looks really cool. But otherwise, that's all there is. It's a lot smaller than I expected. In fact, a lot smaller than a regular Apple Desktop Bus keyboard. This is the Mac TV one, because I just pulled it out first. But as you can see, it's a lot smaller. Personally, I like this one more. Well, this one has a bit more of a plasticky feel. This is more like a... yeah, I don't know. They're pretty much the same thing. So I'm going to put the keyboard away. But yeah, this is the keyboard it came with, and obviously the spacebar is a different color because it's been either used the most or it's a different material. Either way, we're gonna put it to the side. Up next, we have the standard generic Apple Desktop Bus mouse. The Color Classic never came with a special mouse; it just came with the regular Apple Desktop Bus mouse. Which is what it came with. I know it also came with a keyboard cable, which is useful. So as you can see, this is the regular Apple Desktop Bus Mouse 2. This is the round one, so it's the second version. The first one is a square one. I prefer the square one in looks, but this one's just a lot nicer to use in general. So that's nice. And I believe this is the original one that came with the Color Classic. The Color Classic came with a normal Apple Desktop Bus keyboard. Sort of just like the Macintosh TV one, only in beige, but yeah, and then also the keyboard cable. Now, finally, to the main attraction. I'm pretty sure this thing didn't come with a power cable, so we can just get to the main attraction. Ooh, yes. Here it is, the Macintosh Color Classic. And looking at it here, it does not look damaged yet. So we're just gonna cut right into it. So start at the top. Oh yes. I think I cut myself. Oof. Well, actually, that's not a cut. Who cares? Continuing. That's some hard to cut bubble wrap. Come on, I just wanna get my Color Classic. Alrighty, that's out. Oh yes. Uh-oh. That's just a piece of tape. I thought that was a piece of plastic. I was a bit scared at first, but false alarm. Cut through here. This knife is starting to get a bit dull. Yeah, I might have to get a new one at some point, but it's either this bubble wrap or the knife, but either way, it's kind of difficult to get into. Alright, at this point, I should just be able to pull it out. And nicely, this thing has a handle on it, unlike the Mac TV. And on the top, it does look like a Mac TV because it has like this curved part at the front. It has other curved part at the back. It doesn't have a handle. The Macintosh TV doesn't have a handle. This does. That's pretty nice. I mean, these came out at around the same exact time, so that's pretty cool. So they share a very similar design, pretty much the same design language, but I think I'm just gonna put this on the floor and try to pull it up from there. Uh-oh, I see shipping damage. Aw, man. That sucks. Almost got it. And, here it is, ladies and gentlemen. The Macintosh Color Classic. Oh yes, this is basically a dream come true. So, first looks. Bit disappointed. There's a crack here, which was definitely not there before. So that's obviously from shipping damage. Thankfully, it's nothing too bad. It's just a bit disappointing. As you can see, it doesn't go all the way through here, but it probably will if I take it apart. It goes from here to here. Kind of disappointing. Other stuff. So there's some other stuff, like there's some tape up here, but that was expected. I saw that in the ad. That's going to be easy to take off. The other side, it's got the QuickTime. It's still got the QuickTime sticker here, because this was a early Mac to feature QuickTime player, which is really neat. I really like the sticker, so I'm going to keep it on there. Another thing, it comes with this these startup instructions on how to turn it on. I think I'm probably going to take this off because I'm pretty sure I know how to turn on a Mac myself. Alright. Sides look okay. Moving to the back. Back looks fine. So the back of this is really similar to the Macintosh TV. It has the same sort of like fan vent here, same sort of power supply here. It also has this motherboard cover that you can just take off these two tabs and slide right out. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out the motherboard and slide it out, and I'm hoping that the battery or whatever hasn't leaked. Looks good so far. Feels good. Let's pull it. Yes, excellent. So this is the inside, kind of dusty, but thankfully the PRAM hasn't exploded. I'm going to take that out right away, actually, because I don't want that to blow up. This is an original Color Classic board, and these are starting to get a bit rarer than the computers themselves, because people are always mystic upgrading these nowadays, because these Color Classic boards are incredibly underpowered. They basically have the same amount of power as an SE30, which kind of sucks. It's like 20 megahertz or so. So for most people, that's not going to do. I'm hoping it's going to do for me. I just really wanted to play old Mac games in color, because I thought that'd be really cool, like Crystal Quest, Origin Trail, other games. Also, something really cool is that this computer supports the Apple IIe card, which is basically an Apple IIe on a card that you can put here, and you can connect disk drives, joysticks and stuff, and you can use it as like an Apple IIe. So that's what I'm hoping to accomplish at some point. But thankfully, as I was saying before, PRAM battery hasn't gone bad, so I'm just going to take it out of its cradle and get rid of it. It's probably long dead anyway, and the computer doesn't need it to run. So I'm going to quickly get a flat tip, and I'm going to take it out. There's these two tabs on the side that are easy to get out. Well, I said easy, not this thing. There we go. Excellent. Didn't break anything. And we get the battery out by hand. And here's the battery. It looks relatively modern. Yeah, it looks a lot more modern than the batteries that come in the regular Macs. I'll put that to the side. Probably going to throw it away anyway, and then put this back in. And we can just slide the board back in. The inside is really dusty, but otherwise, it looks really good. Like, there's no corrosion or anything. I think I might have hit a gold mine here. But then there's only one thing. Will it work? So, looking at the board, I noticed that this chip here is missing. I'm not sure if that's normal. There's also another chip here missing. I'm not sure if this is normal or not. Maybe they removed it for parts. Oh yeah, one thing I also want to see is if it works, and also if there's like a hard drive and stuff in it, because hard drives are kind of annoying to get these days. I might just use the one for my Mac TV for now, but yeah. Anyway, put the board firmly back in, and I'll leave this off for now. I don't want to break it, but anyway, otherwise it looks pretty good. So yeah, without further ado, let's power it up. Alright guys, so I just plugged it in, so now I'm going to flick the power switch to give it power. 3, 2, 1. Alright, that sounds good. It makes a little hum in the whip. which is good sign, meaning the CRT has been supplied power. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna press the power button on the keyboard, which is the soft power, and we're gonna see if it turns on. So 3, 2, 1. No power at all. Okay, so it doesn't work at all. I have a suspicion that it might be the keyboard itself. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a keyboard that I know that's working, which is this boy. It's my other ADB keyboard. I have two of these. My other one's upstairs, my SE in my room. So yeah, we're gonna try seeing if the keyboard is the issue. I'm hoping that it is, because that'd save me a lot of headaches. Alright, plugged in. Alrighty, so plugged in, new keyboard. Might have been the keyboard that's the case, because the button on this keyboard is a lot different than the one on this one. And also this keyboard is the original keyboard that came with this. So, and I know this keyboard's working. This keyboard's 100% verified and working. So, let's try it now. 3, 2, 1. And it still doesn't work. That's annoying. Let me try a different chord on the back, different keyboard chord. Let's try that again. It's not the brightness, because this doesn't come on, which is not a good sign. Alrighty, so we've confirmed that this thing is in fact dead. So what we're going to try and do now is take it apart and see if we can find the issue on the inside. Alright, so time to take it apart. So like any vintage Mac ever, like any vintage compact Mac ever, they all use a T15 Torx screwdriver, and I have one here, luckily, because I take apart these things all the time. So basically, there's 2 screws up here, it seems. None in the handle, thankfully, like the older ones. And then there's 2 more down here by the elephant feet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly take this apart, look inside, and we're going to see if we can find a visible issue. Alrighty, so the screws have been taken out, so let's try taking off the case. Alright, so, inside now. Case is pretty dusty, of course. Yeah, but this is inside, so obviously, first thing I notice, it's extremely dusty in here. Look at this, so dusty. Touch. Yeah, that's a lot of dust. Surveying even more, it looks like we have a hard drive, thank God. Floppy drive seems to be in place. I'm not sure what this is here, but it's probably normal. I bet this thing's probably never been opened up past the logic board. Looking at the other side, it really just looks like everything's just so dusty. That might have, and the dust may be playing around with the, just messing with the different components. So I'm probably just going to do in a restoration video is just vacuum the heck out of this thing and then try to see if I can get it working again, because this is just dusty everywhere. Wow, whoever must have had this must have had this thing's definitely a dust magnet. I mean, there's a huge fan on the inside of the case. Interestingly, it comes out with the case. It connects to these 2 contacts on the computer itself, which is pretty interesting. So that thing's obviously a pretty big dust magnet. And there's even lots of dust in the case as well, so that's kind of disgusting. Otherwise, that's all I really have to report about the Color Classic. Other than it's a dust magnet, that's all I really have to say. Everything inside looks relatively okay, other than the dust, but yeah, eek. Look at that. Anyway, actually, I've been an idiot this whole time. Why not just use the Macintosh TV board in the Color Classic? So, if you didn't know, these boards are in fact interchangeable. In fact, they're the exact same size, despite the size of the case itself, and the pinlet and the pins on the front are correct. So, if this does work, then there's obviously an issue with the board, so we'll have to troubleshoot that further in another video. But if this isn't the issue, then we're gonna have to take a look at some of the analog board components. It's one of my friends on Discord suggested that it's probably a issue with the analog board capacitors, which seems realistic. And that was actually the same problem with his Color Classic. He had this exact same problem, and it turns out that was the problem, which was the caps on that board. So yeah, I'm actually going to take out the TV tuner because it's getting in the way. So yeah, let me just take it out. There we go. Yeah, so I'm just going to put it in now. Alright, the board has been inserted. Now to plug it in. Hoping the TV tuner board on the Mac TV board isn't required, just because. Plug this in. Oh, this is sort of coming out. I haven't put the screws back in. Alright, so power on. Alright. And now, for the big reveal, will the Color Classic work with the Mac TV board? Let's find out. 3, 2, 1. Oh my god, I can't believe this. It works. See if it displays anything. Will it display? That is the question. Oh, okay, that's not good. Wee. Well, good news is we tracked down the power issue, but now we have another issue, which is the screen. Seems to be booting up. It's booting off the original hard drive that came with it, and this seems to be running a pretty modern version of macOS. Looks like macOS 8 because of the startup screen. Obviously, the screen does not look good at all, but it works, so that's pretty good. Not sure what the issue may be, but I'm honestly surprised it came on. Like, at first it didn't come on, I'm like, oh god, this isn't gonna work, but now it's on, and I can actually use it. So this screen is actually a Sony Trinitron screen, which are some of the best CRTs ever made. And I have a TV that's a Sony Trinitron. It looks really good. If you don't remember, I used to have a white Sony Trinitron that I used to use as my daily TV, but I replaced that recently with a Sony Bravia flat screen. So, but yeah, but this screen looks pretty nice. I like the colors. But otherwise, it looks pretty nice. The screen itself, other than this and this isn't really good, but alright, seems to be booting up. Alright, so concluding this video for the last time, that will do it for this video. So I have confirmed that is in fact a logic board issue, and the logic board doesn't actually look that bad. So in the next video, we are going to be trying to bring it back to life. We're gonna clean up the computer, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So that will do it for this video, and I will see you all in the next Color Classic video. So thanks for watching, and goodbye.